Hello and welcome everyone to day 36 in this quest for a 2000 rating on chess.com. So I'm trying a different board color here. I'm not sure if I like this or not, so we'll see if I ever end up using this again. Alright, let's find an opponent here as we wait. Alright, the curse may be broken here. We got the white pieces, so let's see what happens. I shouldn't speak too early because the game just started. So e4, e5 will attack that pawn and just wait and see what they do. All right. And bishop to c4, the Italian game. And now we'll play that. Just see what they decide. Then we can get ready to castle here. Alright, so they want to keep us out of there. So why not go ahead and castle? Now, should we avoid the pin there? Or was there something else? I think there was a better move. Now I'm trying to remember. I don't know if that pin mattered so much. Maybe we should play a4 here. Or c3. We'll play that. Just grab some space over there. Alright, so now they're threatening maybe to... Well, they can't push there. We just capture, then recapture. So now... Do we push forward here and gain even more space? Don't recall if that is a good plan or not. Well, then they could just try and go there. Alright, maybe that's wasting too much time. Well, let's go there. We'll just do that. Keep them from pinning that knight. Okay, so now they could try and jump into there. Do we want to go here? We might as well. We'll do that. Then we can start chasing this bishop away. Maybe push here and then push here and just gain more space. All right. So now, I guess we could really push forward there. So we'll just go ahead and do that. Just gain more space there. Now we really need to develop this knight and bishop here. Okay. So if they do that, do we just capture? And then well, should we just go ahead and capture there? Just go there. Threaten to capture him. If he captures, we get a pawn out of it. So, of course, he decides to do that. Our queen goes up. I guess our queen is centralized and lined up on the king. So he moves away from that. Now what? Do we develop our bishop up here? Let's see. Well, maybe we go here. Get ready to push our other bishop up here and attack his bishop. All right, so now he's going to threaten to come out there. So let's attack his bishop. We'll capture that way. All right. What would be best here? If we capture, and then attack, capture, then attack. I don't know. We'd be giving up that central pawn. I don't know if I like that idea. All right. Well, I don't know about that. Okay, I say we just develop another piece here. So we'll just develop another piece and wait and see what they do. Now, will they move forward and attack our rook? Then I guess we just drop back one here. All right. And should we also start attacking over here? We attack his knight. If he takes that pawn, we take. We're attacking this pawn. So maybe that's what we need to do. All right, well, now he's building up pressure here. If we attack, it just brings his queen in here. So I don't think we want to do that. If he captures here, we can go ahead and recapture. Oh, but then there's a chance of a fork. We'd have to recapture with that pawn. So should we go ahead and capture there? Or do we ignore that? If he captures, we capture, we don't want that fork. So I don't know, maybe we just capture there. He could come down and just attack our queen. Then where is our queen going? If we capture there, do we counterattack over here? All right, we're going after this guy. We're just gonna do that. All right, and we have a retreat now. Okay, a retreat. Okay. Well, now we might as well capture this and break up his pawns. And then if we take this pawn out, our rook will be under attack. So we'll do that. All right, now what? Now what? If he recaptures with the knight, he'll just swing back there. All right, so let's see. If we go here, what could he do? He could try and jump up there. Where is this knight going? Anywhere that could cause us problems. All right. Well, we probably want to take control of this open file. So we could go there, attack that knight. If he swings in here, though, I don't know if I like that. We'll go there. All right, now what? Now what? I don't know. That could be a problem now that I push this up here, because if he captures here and I capture, now this rook is going to be stuck playing guard duty over here on this pawn. All right. Well, what now? What now? Will he attack the queen? No, I mean this pawn is under attack. So do I snatch up this pawn? That is the question. Do I go after that pawn? If he captures this one, I could capture here. Do we just start grabbing up these pawns? Well, I don't know about this. This looks risky to go after this pawn, but this one's under attack. So do I either retreat? If I retreat here, we probably need to get some kind of counterplay going. So all right. Counterattack it is, I think. All right, we'll just go after that. All right. Well, going after that, and then we can go after this pawn next, I guess. What is the threat of him being here, though? If we pick this pawn off next, do we pick that pawn off next? That's the question. All right, I guess that's what we're doing. Going after that next. Okay, attacking my king. Looks like I'm going to be forced to move into the corner here. You know, unless I decide to bring my knight here, and that doesn't look like a good space for the knight. Now, the threat is that he jumps here. Okay, so let's look at these threats. We're in check. If we jump up here and he threatens to move here with our rook, well, if he does that, then we just capture him. So we have to go there pretty much. So what does he do now? Go after our knight? If he does that, we can just jump up to here and get a better position. So that looks good. So that's what I'm thinking. We just jump our knight up here and we put it in an even better position. But what is his threat? What is his threat? Well, if we jump up here, he's going to take... No, he can't take that pawn, so we'll just go there. We'll just jump up there. And I don't know, it doesn't look too bad for us. We're protecting everything. The only problem is if he pushes here and we have to capture here, well, then his knight would be under attack. So I don't know. It's looking okay so far. We just have to try not to run out of time or mess up our position here. Okay, what did that do? Why would you attack us like that? Now we could just take that with the queen. So what did that accomplish? What did that accomplish? Anything? And could we go for a draw? If we go there, then if we capture his knight, he captures back. We check. Oh no, because then the queen would be covering that. So that wouldn't work. Let's see. Now, should we jump that knight up to here? Jump the knight up to here to get closer to his king. All right, so if we attack that, he can move there. Wherever he moves his knight, then we can just capture his rook. So what is that going to do? All right, I don't know. It looks like we just capture that. So I don't know. It just looks like he gave us another piece. Unless there's something I'm missing here. All right. Well, now do we check him with the knight? Do we capture a pawn here with check? All right, let's be careful about this and take a look. We just capture another pawn. Is that what we should do? Then we're going after his knight. So capture another pawn and go after the knight. Seems like the move to do. Do we capture this one and go for a check? Then if the king moves here, then what do we do? Is there a follow-up? I don't know. We'll just go after this. If the king tries to move forward, then, well, I don't know. We can just go ahead and pick this off next. All right. Well, now we could just check. We check the king. And what next? What next? Or do we capture? Then if we check. All right, let's be careful here. We have them on the ropes, so we don't want to mess up. If we just go ahead and capture. And then what does the king do? We'll just go there and capture. Now, if we go here and line up on him, does that work? All right. Do we move that knight? Do we move that knight? Knight could just go there and cause problems. So what now? What now? Well, we'll just go there and line up on this king. Now what? Now what? Okay. Now what do we do? What do we do? All right. What do we do here? This guy is just giving me a problem. I'm trying to get to him, but we're not making good headway here. All right, let's check him. Then we can check him again. All right. Okay. Well, do we check him that way? Then he just runs back down into that spot. All right. Right, let's go after that guy. All right. Well, now we go Now what? Now what? Okay, so he decides to do that. Let's go after... do we want to go after that? Okay, so now he's piling up on that. If we go there, if we go here, check, he's got to run. We'll just check him. Okay. Now we go there. Now what? Now what? All right, so they resigned. We were building the pressure, but I don't know. I was trying to rush and not run out of time there. That, you know, I was chasing him all around. There was probably better moves that go after the king a little bit better, but he just kept running, and I was trying to hurry and not run out of time. So anyway, we'll do a quick game review and analysis and find out what could have happened or what I could have played better here. So in this position, I don't know, what does he do? We captured his piece. We're threatening to capture here and then, you know, move over here and mate. So how does he defend that? He would have to move his rook up somewhere and defend. Let's see. Because the threat is to capture here. So, you know, what does he do? If he defends with his rook, covering this pawn, then what do we do after that? Well, no, we just capture, I guess. We would just capture. So, if he defended with the rook, we just capture with the rook. Then his queen captures. And then, what? We just attack his queen, I guess, with our rook. And we're just ahead, and we have all these extra pawns. All right, so the game review here. Let's see what the computer will find out that we missed. All right, so we played at 73%. They played at 61.9. So it looks like both of us had some inaccuracies. I had 4 inaccuracies, and they had 6. And then I had no mistakes, but they had 3, and then I had 2 misses, and they had 1 miss. And it says, way to go, you took the advantage, then finished off your opponent when you saw your chance. So, says I played at a 1550 level, and they played at 1600. So it says you had a pretty competitive game there. The opening was balanced. You were a cut above your opponent in the middle game. So I guess, you know, we both had some things to work on here. The opening, it said I played 96.8 and they played 97.1. then 80.7 in the middle game, and they had 64.4 in the middle game. All right, so let's do the quick game review where it blasts through the moves. We played the Italian game, the Giuoco piano game, that variation of the Italian. All right. So we just, I guess, traded off a bunch of stuff, and then he started letting me grab up pawns there. Ugh. And so that wasn't the best move. And usually when you have a choice to grab a pawn or try and go for some type of attack, there's a better option. So, maybe it would have been better, to try and attack this pin knight. Huh. Okay. So it's saying I should have attacked that knight. What would that get me? Oh, a fork. I missed a fork. I could have taken that knight. If he captures, then I fork his king and the rook. So I overlook that simple tactic. All right, well, I should have caught that. Okay, next. Knight to e4 is excellent. Nice fork. So I guess I'm forking 2 pawns here. And so I don't know. At this point, they just started giving me pawns, and then I got his king kind of surrounded there. And I missed an opportunity to win a knight through a fork. So best would have been, to just capture there. So that's something I overlooked in time trouble. I could have just captured and then picked his knight off with a check here. Because his king, if he captured, then I capture with a check. And let's see. Take a quick look on it. Would have led to a knight or a mate in 8 moves, it looks like. All right, anyway, I'll look at that more in the, well, heck, this is the end then. Let's take a look at the analysis and try and go over more of it from the beginning. So e4, e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, and bishop to c4, the Italian game. They play bishop to c5, the Giuoco piano, and we play d3, just fortifying the center. And then I need to look this up again in the opening book. Since I've been playing a lot of games from the black side, I have to refresh myself on the best moves for white, or the moves that I should have played in this opening repertoire. So this is their best move to keep my knight out of here, to try, from trying to jump up in here and pile up on this f7 pawn. So then I castle d6. So that helps them to develop, get their bishop out. And we gain space on the queen side here. All right, so now we play this to keep them out. Actually, it wanted c3 here. And I end up playing c3 now, but now it wants us to retreat our knight. And they want this pawn push. But I don't know, at this point the game's pretty even. White is slightly ahead. And it says this is excellent, but rook to e1 is what it wanted. So now we just gain more space on the queen side. They attack our bishop. Now we play here. It looks like we should have just captured immediately, because now the game jumps a little bit in black's favor. So best would be to capture and then jump our knight up to a3. Oh, excuse me. And then where is that knight going? Maybe back here to c2. So the computer wanted capture, F pawn capture, so they have doubled pawns. And then now rook to E1, or knight at B to D2. All right, I'd probably play rook to E1, then, maybe you could trade off their other bishop, although that's a bad bishop and this is your good bishop, so I'd be hesitant to do that. All right, so we went up here. They capture, we capture. Now our queen is centralized, but I don't know. Is that the best spot for it? Maybe not. Yeah, it looked like they should have started attacking our queen here. And let's see. So D5 would have kept the game in black's favor. Here we should capture. Then queen captures. And now it looks like best is not to trade the queens off, but excuse me, rook to A2. Because if we capture the queen, that just helps them develop their knight. Now it's saying a knight capture would have been better. So here it wants rook to A2, just developing that rook, and then you can swing it over here. Because if they capture and double our pawns up, then you can swing your rook over here and try and fight for this open D file and maybe double your rooks up over there. All right, so in the game, after queen to B3, we had a capture, recapture. They moved their king off of this line. I guess I don't know, they were worried that my queen was lined up on their king, and probably because they want to get ready to push this pawn. So now rook to E1, because we're getting ready to trade off the bishops. So they retreat. We move here to fight for this diagonal. I don't want this bishop lined up on this F pawn and pinning it to my king. So capture, capture. Now, is it saying better? Let's see. So best is for them to capture. Now it's saying F5. It's saying a little bit better is to capture with the F pawn, to just jump this F pawn up here. Because then I guess with the F pawn up here, if they push this pawn, you can capture. If they capture with the rook, then you'll have another E pawn to push forward and chase that rook, I guess. All right. So now we capture that way to avoid doubled pawns. They wanted knight to F6, but well, now it's saying F5 is best. So here it's best to capture, which I did not do. And it's saying the game is about even, or now slightly in black's favor. So anyway, they jump up here, and that is a mistake. Better is to capture here, which would have kind of, I don't know, given this rook some room to attack down the half-open F file. So they go there. It's saying instead I should have moved my knight up here. And it didn't like this move. It's saying H4 would have been better, which I guess H4 would threaten a fork up here on G6 of the king and the rook. So now they retreat back instead of capturing me. They should have just captured there. So I captured, double their pawns, which was that best? Yeah, it looks like that's best in that position. And then now it's best to capture up there, which I didn't do. Instead, I capture this way. And Yeah, I don't know about that move because, yeah, this happens. Now they can just bring their knight into the game. So I move here. So if they move their knight, I could trade off one of the rooks. They capture. Now that's an inaccuracy. Queen captures is best. And they're attacking my queen, but it does not like that. Instead, it wants the b pawn to be pushed forward because I would not be able to capture that b pawn with this rook, or excuse me, this pawn is pinned to my rook, so that would be the danger that's building up here. So we capture, and I thought they were going to start attacking my queen here, at some point, but instead, I just end up picking off a bunch of pawns. So that's a mistake. Better would have been to move the queen over and protect this pawn here. So capture, they capture, and that was the mistake there. I should have instead played this move, and if they capture, which is the second best move, then we just fork that rook and the king, and we would recover. We'd be ahead a knight there. So it looks like their best response would be to check, then king to h2, and then back up to a8, and here just go to d7 and attack this pawn, I guess. Wait, is that correct? Yeah, d7, sorry, protects your rook that's under attack here. But you could also just capture. I guess you could capture the queen, or you could capture the rook. I don't know if at this point, let's see, we have 5 pawns to 5, but he has these weak pawns here that are doubled. It's kind of tricky. And we're just ahead material, so I guess I would start trading down material here. Probably get rid of the queens, and then maybe pick off this other pawn, or try and just get this knight up into a better position. Okay, so in the game, we had a capture of this pawn, and we saw that we missed material. We could have gone ahead in material due to a tactic. So they check. We jump up into the corner, which is best. What should they have done here? Better would be queen to d8. Is that what I'm seeing? Yeah, queen up here to d8 to protect this pawn. Cover the rook to just consolidate their position. All right, so check. King moves up into h2, and now queen to d1, but it says king to h7 would have been better. All right, because we still have that threat. Yeah, once again, we could have captured that knight. The whole time here, we're threatening to just capture that knight and grab material. Although here, our knight was under attack, so our knight is being attacked here. Knight to e4 is the second best move, but it looks like we should have still just grabbed that and drop down some material because we're ahead in pawns, and then they have these doubled pawns that are pretty weak here. So in the game, we move our knight, which was under attack. We have the pawn attacking, but once again here it really wants us to capture that, to just go ahead and capture that knight. So this move, white is still winning in this position. So white's ahead, just grabbing another pawn. Now it says that, and I thought about this move, I was wondering if he was going to push here, and then, if he pushed that pawn, if we go back and look at it, let's see, g4, then I would capture, but then there would be an open h-file here, and I was worried about him swinging his rook over here and trapping my king. So the king moves up, and here I thought about just capturing this pawn with check, and it looks like that's what I should have done, is just checked him there. So instead I picked off this, and we have this. So finally I pick off that pawn with check, the king moves up, and it looks like knight to e6, immediately attacking their rook, is best. So I didn't do that move. So knight to e6 would have been a good move here. And then it shows, what, rook to g8 to try and protect this pawn. To stop my king from jumping in here and attacking and trying to harass the king with the queen. All right, so we had, let's go back here in the game. Queen to f4, lining up here. And now it looks like king to g7. Is that what they played? No, they move here. So now it really wants g4. It's also saying the queen should have captured here. Oh, I guess if that happened, the king would be able to capture my knight, and he would get a rook and a knight for the queen. And he would still have his knight and rook. But I don't know. I would have these two passed pawns and plus 2 extra pawns here. So now we have knight to g4, this discovered check. King to h7 is best. It looks like now it's best just to go knight to g5. But in the game, what did I play? I checked. Oh, it's saying that's best now. Queen to c7 check. All right, we'll finish this out because it's starting to get dark. It doesn't like that. It says there's a mate in 8 here, beginning with the rook capturing the knight. All right. Well, I didn't see that, and at this point, I was low on time and trying not to run out or make a mistake in a time crunch. All right, so that is not good. We have a few more moves here. So they're attacking. What do we do here? We move up. It doesn't like that. It says we should have gone up here and checked. Okay. Oh man, yeah, that would have been a better move. Check them. Well, they could still go up here. So queen moves up. They're putting pressure on my knight. We check the king here, but it likes knight to f4, attacking the queen better. And now the king goes up to h7. We have f8 check, which is best. King to g7. It doesn't like that. It says g8 is better. And now rook captures. Best is to just capture with the queen here. So that is what we should have done. And then, let's see. They can't capture the knight or our rook will come up here. So best is to go there. And then we just snatch that up. And now rook to g7, h6, king to g8, and what, knight to g6 here. And it looks like a mate in a few here, mate in 4 now. with what, queen to e5 check, trying to slow the attack. But anyway, in the game, what did we have? We had after this, sorry. Okay, so in the game, the last few moves were knight to f8 check, the king moved over, then we just captured this and they resigned. And it says the game may have continued with rook to e6, capture, queen captures, retreating back and just protecting these pawns. I don't know, well, we're in check now. The king moves back. H4, but at this point we just had all these extra pawns and a rook now, and we would just march up and end up winning if we didn't run out of time. All right, well, I better end it there. It's starting to get dark in here, so thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe for those that haven't already. If you feel like you want to, please leave comments with any of your suggestions, comments, requests. And thank you all for watching, and have a super chess day.